The final TV show is far from being a masterpiece, but gosh damn it, I absolutely love it. I don't know if it's because I got engulfed in one of my all-time favorite fictional worlds. Maybe just like some of you guys have been so hungry for new Fallout products to consume. Well, I'm most definitely thirsty for some Nuka-Cola, and this show quenches my thirst. This video isn't a review, more like talking about my favorite scenes and the Fallouty moments that made me reinstall Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. I'll try to avoid spoilers as I'm not necessarily talking about the story, but if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it before watching this video. So, as a longtime Fallout fan, it felt like a dream. Being back in the vaults after so long, seeing the vault suits, the power armor, the great makeup on the ghouls, seeing all the classic Nuka-Cola vending machines. Red Rocket makes an appearance. I mean, of course it does. Learning about Vault-Tec and seeing how the wasteland has grown. The show taking place 9 years after Fallout 4 and 15 years after Fallout New Vegas. New Vegas being more prevalent as this show takes place in California, specifically the Los Angeles area. Feeling truly like a sequel as we see more parts of the world and seeing what's been going on. It opens up with showing the world before the bombs fell. How unsettling it must have been having the bombs drop not only on the birthday party, but a child's birthday party. Very heartbreaking. However, I always enjoyed getting glimpses of the pre-war era, seeing how beautiful and colorful the world was before it wasn't anymore. You get a lot of flashes of the world prior to the perspective of one of the main characters as he engages in the propaganda set up by the ever-elusive organization, Vault-Tec, giving us the closest inner workings of how Vault-Tec function besides what we've read through terminals and other characters' accounts of them. Another great aspect of the show was giving us a better idea how massive the vaults are truly supposed to be. 10 or 12 levels, large farms, sprawling hallway neighborhoods, and a massive atrium. You truly get how big these vaults can be. They're otherwise limited to the confines of video game practicality. Like, imagine having to walk or run 10 to 15 minutes from one side of the vault to the other, getting lost in the maze-like living quarters for fetch quests. Now, the vaults we do see in the show are unique to the show. It is possible that these vaults are larger than the ones we see in the games. Either way, it was cool to see how intricate these vaults can be. There's a lot more focus on dealing with raiders and strangers of the wastes. There's very little monsters the main characters come across during their adventures. There's feral ghouls, Yaoguai, Gulpers from Fallout 4, albeit they look a little different. The iconic rad roaches, and of course, the greatest monster of all, man. In all seriousness though, people be all kinds of messed up in the Fallout universe, and the show does a good job showcasing that. On the topic of monsters, live action versions of the robots were really cool. Mr. Handy shows up multiple times. In the second episode, I believe our main character Lucy finds an Assaultron in the dirt. Thank God too, those things are terrifying. There's a few other robotic entities in the show, but it'd be better to see them yourself when you watch it. If you know, you know. What you might not know is one particular robot that I consider my favorite appeared towards the end of the show. It's just so cool to see. There were a few aspects of the show that I didn't like all that much. Not enough for me to change my opinion of the show, just certain things that bugged me in my first viewing. For one, they don't spend enough time on the silly quirks of the wasteland, and I get it. If it's not plot relevant, why spend time on it? But we don't spend enough time on caps. Lucy never acknowledges caps as a currency. You don't even get a close-up on the iconic Nuka-Cola cap. Like, am I crazy for wanting to talk about it even a little? It would have been so cool if one of the characters pops up in one of the strangely available colas we all know and love. Just odd to me for them to ignore something like that. Another thing I didn't like was how underwhelming the power armor is. This will lead into spoiler territory, so be warned. But it seems like it's just glorified bulletproof armor. Yeah, it has a lot of strength enhancing features as shown, but all in all, it comes off as a clunky, heavy, slow, and too easy to disable. I don't know if it's because we see it being used by someone who wasn't properly trained, but it gets shut down with seemingly low effort. Comes off as more of a detriment than a tool to aid one in battle. Lastly, I was annoyed by the lack of energy weapons, or rather, no energy weapons being used at all. We see them. One is being held by a character, but we never see it fired. Did I miss it? Did it just look like a normal bullet? Did we blow all the budget on the Gulper that we couldn't afford to fire at least one energy weapon? The Brotherhood, who in-game primarily use energy weapons, don't use them at all. It's a bit odd, don't you think? I think the show captures what it truly means to be a Fallout experience. It's violent, funny, mysterious, and kind of scary. 9 out of 10. I know this is not a review, but it is an easy 9 for me, and the fastest Fallout 76 has been installed in my life. Thank you for watching me ramble about the show. Check it out if you haven't already. Let me know what you loved about the show and what you wish you saw more of. There's a lot more I want to talk about the show, but in this short little video we'll have to do for now. Stay tuned for more Fallout content. You guys have a good day. I have a podcast now with my friends. Not Fallout related, but check it out. There'll be a link to it in the description. See you in the next video.